Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the North Hills. My name is Abby Vaughn, and I am your lay leader today. Whatever the faith and traditions of your past, we welcome you. Whatever your theological stance, we welcome you. Whoever you are and whomever you love, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, whatever your journey has been, we welcome you, the whole of you. Our Sunday services are as diverse as we are, so if you're visiting our church for the first time, please come back again so that you can experience various service topics and styles. Newcomers and guests are always welcome to participate in any of our church activities. If we have any newcomers or guests with us this morning, we invite you to introduce yourselves. Please raise your hand and someone will bring you a microphone.
Hi, I'm Derek Stellard, and this is Hazel and Desmond.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Bunny. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Welcome. Everyone, including newcomers, please join us for our potluck lunch following this service. Don't worry if you didn't bring anything. We always have more than enough. We now take a moment to acknowledge that the land we stand on was taken from the local indigenous people, the Haudenosaunee Nation. Inspired by their culture, may we strive to become better stewards of the earth. It is good to be together, both in person and virtually.
Am I on? Better. Okay, all right. So I love to hear you all say good morning. I'm blessed to be the settled minister of this beloved community, and it's delightful to see so many of you here this morning. It really does my heart good. Because unlike, say, Catholics or Jews, Unitarian Universalists do not have a moral imperative to come to worship services. In fact, many of our members rarely do, and I try not to take it personally. So it really is very special when everyone is here together, and since we all are here together, and there are quite a few new things that are going to be happening this year, I thought if you'll just give me a few moments of grace, I'll tell you all about them. The first thing is that Robin is managing our family fun nights on Friday, and we are going to have a particularly robust program this year. So for the first, and it's going to be a schedule you can rely on. So listen carefully. On the first Friday, it's kids' night out. You can drop little ones off. They'll have dinner. They'll play games. They'll do arts and crafts. They might see a movie. They are entertained from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And you get an opportunity, parents, to have some free time knowing that your children are being well taken care of. That's the first Friday of every month. The second Friday is from 7:30 to 9:30. We have open mic night. So we are offering this as a family-friendly opportunity. And we have been known to have some little ones perform. The Drays have a granddaughter who from time to time has performed at open mic night. And I understand that there's a middle school student, I think, who's been practicing so that she can perform at a open mic night. And the thing is, You don't have to perform to come. Like, I don't perform, but I thoroughly enjoy listening to all the many different voices, very talented and beautiful voices, not only singing, but also reading poetry, often something that someone has written themselves, or reading a little bit of a book or a bit of a journal. Sometimes we have jokes. And most of the time we laugh. The third Friday is game night, family game night, and potluck. So we have some games here, but we invite you, all ages, to bring your favorite game and a little something, nothing big, no big production, but a little contribution to a table of snacks and light foods that we can enjoy. The church provides the drinks. On the fourth Friday will be movie night. We're going to institute monthly movie night, and the movies will be such that children and adults will enjoy them, and we will many times, maybe not every time, but many times prompt discussion with a few questions here and there to reflect on what you saw in the movie. And then, there are some months that have a fifth Friday, right? On those Fridays, we're going to have improv night. So we invite young and old alike to come practice the idea of yes and engage in some improvisational games. So this place is where to be on Friday nights. Another thing that we're doing differently this year is something I call Deep Dive Sundays. Some of you who were here on the 24th of August heard this, but quite a few of you were not. So I'm going through the explanation again, and then we will periodically reiterate it so everyone understands what's happening. Earlier this year, back in January, we tried some breakout groups and some different ways to have Sunday service together. And I promised you'd get to comment on it, and then I dropped the ball, and that didn't happen. So instead of trying to make you go back and remember all of that, we're going to take the next several months and do these deep dive Sundays. And then we will, I promise, Jeff, you'll help me make sure that people have an opportunity to share their impressions and experiences. So how that works is that we will have a series of sermons, usually 2, before we have a Sunday where the service will go an hour and a half. I try to keep it to an hour and 15, don't laugh. Just said, don't laugh. We try to keep it to an hour and 15. On Deep Dive Sundays, we intentionally will go an hour and a half, and we will have a lot of time, about 45 minutes, to engage in deep reflection, questions, interaction on the topic that we have already learned quite a bit about in the previous Sundays. So we've had 2 Sundays on the 4th principle, and in a few more Sundays, sort of mid-September, we'll have the deep dive. Typically, I'll try to get them closer together than that, but that's how it panned out in this beginning schedule. When we have Deep Dive Sundays, we will not have a time for all ages because the children will be having children's chapel, which will be their opportunity to have a worship experience very much like the adults have. And then we're also having multi-generational, I'm looking at Robin, multi-generational services, which this is the first of. And instead of just having the kids in the back coloring, we really are going to involve multi-generations in what happens during service on Sunday. And you'll understand a little bit about what that's going to mean today as we go through the service. Also, as you know, we follow the Soul Matters liturgy, and we always have one Sunday a month in which we explore that theme. That is now going to be handled by the Sunday services team. Now, just two more. So that's the sort of new schedules that we're going to be working with this year, and we welcome at any time positive feedback, concerns, experience. We really want to know how you're taking in the different changes that we're making. The next Leadership Council meeting will be Saturday, September 20th from 9:30 to 11:30 in the sanctuary. The topic is trust and team building. Everyone is welcome. Chairs of committees and teams are required to come or maybe expected to come. There's no punishment if you don't come. But we very much want all chairs of teams and committees to participate, and if you can't, to designate someone from your team or committee to come in your stead. Because we're really going to have, we did last year and we want to continue having some really good training during those times. And then last but not least, definitely not least, in your bulletin you see a plea to sign up for coffee hour. Please read it and heed it. You can sign up on the chart in Friendship Hall or by filling out a Breeze form online. We're also hoping that a few people will get interested in forming a hospitality team to manage the kitchen and provide support for special events where food is served. All right, the commercials are over. You know how the streaming services say, you'll have limited commercial interruption after you hear 5 or 6 commercials at the beginning. We are now going to take a deep breath and move into our worship. We call what we are doing here today worship because the word worship is the shortened version of the original word worth-ship. The practice of naming and honoring what is worthy. Today, we name and honor our beloved community through our water communion. We gather today in this moment to honor the sacred flow found in water, the streams that nourished our ancestors, the rains that quenched thirst and longings, the oceans that connected us in ways beyond borders. Water is not just a symbol, it is life itself. It teaches us that what we pour out matters and that what we return to the water must be cared for. Water is sacred, not just a resource. We stand with the water protectors who resisted at Standing Rock, and we listen to the ancient wisdom of Turtle Island as Earth's cry for justice whispers through every drop. We embrace your presence here today, carrying hope by returning here to this space, and by extending our promise to move together like a river toward the beloved community, resilient, connected, and alive. Rivers meet in confluences, spaces where different waters flow together. May this gathering here today be a confluence of purpose, of communal healing, and of our commitment to continue the work of love and justice. Come, let us worship together.
The flaming chalice is a symbol of our faith as we join with other UU churches and fellowships in this familiar ritual. As we share the light of this chalice in our sanctuary, we also welcome those of you viewing remotely to light a chalice. And we are going to do the children's chalice lighting. You will see the instructions on your screen, and you will see me and Robin doing them as well. We light this chalice in celebration of Unitarian Universalism. We are a church of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. Thank you. Please rise in body or in spirit as you are willing and able, and join in singing our opening hymn, Gather the Spirit, number 347, in the gray hymnal. The words will also appear on the screens.
Is that working? Yeah, gotcha. All right. So it just so happens that our summer religious education curriculum was called Gather the Spirit. So it's a perfect time to talk about it. It used the theological concepts from the hymn to explore how various religious traditions have valued water. And in doing so, we built a river scene. You look over here. And so we're going to stand over here, and I know you can't really see the kids, and I'm sorry, but I want the cameras to be able to see the kids over here. So we're going to stand over here. So we built this river scene over there throughout the weeks of the class. We learned so much through our exploration of water and water conservation and different things like that. So we're going to go through each class with you all and do you guys want to say your names? Do you want to say your name? Okay. So this is Eliza, and Eliza is 7, right? She's going to be our Vanna White. She's going to point to things on the thing that we've made, okay, as the other kids talk. So who has number 1? All right, so this is Everett. Everett. So Everett's going to talk about session 1, which was called Gather the Spirit.
Our first session was called Gather the Spirit. This session was led by Robin and Lois.
So would Lois stand up, please?
We listened to Snail Girl, a Navajo story about the origins of water. We talked about humans and the way they used rivers throughout history and today. To the river scene, we added examples of human life by making homes along its edges and bridges up from one shore to another.
You want to share the homes and the bridges? Just points. Yeah, you have to point. So here's a home. These bridges, right? Thanks. You can do that with the next one. Who's number 2? All right, this is Max. And number 2, we did a combined lesson of gather in sympathy and separate fires kindle one flame.
Our second session was a combination of Gather in Symphony and Celebrate Fires Kindle One Flame. The session was led by Tony and
Tony Palermo.
Plano and Chuck Berry.
There you go.
We learned about the importance of water in our daily lives. We also learned how much water there is on Earth, how much is fresh, how much is bound up in ice, and how much is available to us, and how we should take care of what we have. We explored water's role in evolution from one-celled critters to the first fish, to the first amphibians, to reptiles, dinosaurs, birds, and mammals. To the river scene, we added a brontosaurus, 2 raptors, a small one and a big one. We trapped them in the shoreline. They were drinking water.
Tape them. Do you see the can you point out the brontosauruses? There you go. A couple other ones. Up here, way up here. You're too short. Yeah. Right there. Thank you. All right. Who's session 3? Who's session 3? Chuck. We're going to let a teacher talk.
I'm just a big kid at heart. Session 3, Conscience Refined. The third session was called Conscience Refined, and it was led by Rebecca and Robin. We discussed how some people do not have running water and the implications of that. We watched a video about a young girl in Ethiopia who has to carry 40 pounds of water back to her home each morning. To the river scene, we added frogs, fish, crabs, and some plant life, and a sign that says toilets with an arrow pointing away from the river.
You see some frogs? You good frogs right there, right? Yeah, that was her best frog.
Clean water and sanitation.
And there's fish. There's a crab. Where's a crab? See a little crab?
There's also a crab down by the
Yeah, another one right here. Thank you. All right, this is Evelyn.
And
You want me to hold mic for you?
where do you want me to read?
Just
Here,
start, so this is the session 4, Chorus of Life, resounding as one.
Our fourth session was called The Chorus of Life, Resounding as One. It was led by Robin and Katie. We learned about worship and water and boundaries of land. We heard the Haitian tale of
Yeah, I don't know how to say that, but Mayuba? Mabuba? I don't know, sorry. I think you said it
chef
wrong.
of the well
Chief of the well.
asking the question, to Wobs,
To whom?
to whom does the water belong? We then walked around the church grounds to find the boundaries of the land we own to the river's scene we added a boundary of land and water ownership. We also added a river dolphins to our scene.
You want to show them where that is? This is our boundary, and there goes our river dolphin. All right.
Our fifth session was called Hope, Compassion, and Strength. It was led by Katie and Robin. We learned about flowers and how they are all different, yet all beautiful, just like people. We made a bunch of flowers and put them in a vase for the church to enjoy during coffee hour. We also made an outline of our bodies and discussed how we use different parts of our bodies to help others. Hearts to love, ears to hear, arms to hug, and so on. To the river scene, we added a flower.
Who has 6? I think it's you. Come on, Tony. Another big kid, trust me.
How could you say that? Session 6, Gather in Thanks. Our 6th session was called Gather in Thanks, and it was led by Robin and Abby. And we heard a story from the Islamic religion called The Dog in the Well and discussed gratitude. To the river scene, we added images of raindrops, clouds, and lightning. We put the names of people, places, and things we are grateful for on the back of each. Oh, you're getting into it now, Eliza.
All right. Number 7, I think that's you, Max.
Our 7th and final session was called Gather to Celebrate. It was led by Robin and Abby. We read a story called Blue Boat Home, which is the lyrics to the well-known hymn that we sing in church. We discussed its meaning, and then we played a game where we had to compete to get a cork to move across water using our breaths. Then we worked together and saw how much better it was when we combined our efforts. We talked about other spaces in the world that teamwork can make a difference. To the river scene, we added boats.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you all so much for helping us with that. So now you understand the meaning of our river scene. You're invited to add your own drawing of something pertinent to our lessons. You may want to write a word or a short phrase of gratitude or something about our beloved community on the river scene as well. Last but certainly not least, I want to practice gratitude by acknowledging and how appreciative Reverend Leanne and I are that we had so many good people willing to help with the RE program over the summer. And we have so many good people that are going to help in this coming year. So thank you all to my teachers. Love you all. And do you want them to draw it now, or do you want them to draw it later?
Anytime after the service.
Okay, so anytime after the service, please, there's crayons on the floor here. Come up and add to our river scene. It would mean a lot to us and the kids. Thank you.
As an independent Unitarian Universalist congregation, we depend on your financial support to pay our staff, to maintain our beautiful campus, and to offer meaningful worship services and religious exploration programs. Instructions for online contributions are on the screens. And if you are visiting us for the first time, please feel free to let the basket pass. Your presence with us today is your gift to us. The morning offering will now be given and gratefully received. We appreciate your generosity and will be good stewards of your contributions. Before I ask you to join me in dedicating the offering, you will see that we are doing it slightly different. Again, we have some hand motions. The instructions will again be on the screen, but you can also follow along with myself and Robin. May these gifts and the work of our hands and hearts give power to all we stand for as a community of faith.
Many members of this beloved community have told me how they found their way here. It is something I absolutely love to hear. So if you haven't shared your journey with me yet, please do. A frequent aspect of their stories is that after attending a service and meeting a few people, they felt at home here. Please enjoy our choir's performance of Feels Like Home by Randy Newman, arranged by Greg Gilpin. let us share our joys and sorrows. How many do you have? I may have to.
Good morning. I'm Inga Burton-Smith from the Lay Pastoral Care Team. During our service, we create this sacred space for sharing within our community. It is a time to share significant life passages with the congregation so that you can be held in loving care. I'll be reading the joys and sorrows this morning, and Marcia Pedoni will be placing a stone representing each joy or sorrow in the sand. The sand represents our congregation, supporting our sorrows and lifting up our joys. This morning we had 2 sorrows and 2 joys. Both sorrows come from Tatiana Nagorski. My dad was moved to a nursing home after being diagnosed with dementia. And my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer that has spread to her lungs, stomach, and lymph nodes. There is no treatment. She will be moved to hospice this week. To Tatiana, we say, we are holding you in our hearts. Our first joy comes from Lynn Herkenrother. Last week, we shared in the joy of my granddaughter, Kaden, as she was playing with her USA sled hockey team in the World Championships in Slovakia. The USA played in the final match against Canada and brought home the gold. I am so proud of Kaden and her team. To Lynn and her family, we say, we share in your joy. Another joy comes from Julie Cant. The Celebration Garden Committee joyfully announces the completion of the memorial walls. We have finished all but the plants around the base of the walls. Please come outside and take a look. To Julie and the Celebration Garden Committee, we say, we share in your joy. Rev Leanne has a couple of additional.
I do. These came in just a little while ago while I was in my office. The first is a sorrow from Erin Teresi. She says, this morning, my mom, Mary, passed away peacefully. This past Labor Day weekend, the immediate family, Erin's mom and dad, brother Carl, Amy, Erin, and Evie, were all able to celebrate life and being in nature, something very important to Erin's mom. She says, thank you all for your healing and comforting thoughts and prayers as we manage this difficult time. To Erin and her family, we say, we're holding you in our hearts. Some of you may have seen Scott Gorham for a few minutes this morning. We are celebrating a joy with him. As you know, he has been battling cancer for a long time and has recently had a very difficult time. But he has been accepted to another clinical trial. And he is leaving shortly. It's a 3-month trial, and he's very hopeful. So we say to him and to his family, we share in his joy, and we continue to send him thoughts and prayers for healing.
Marcia will now place one more stone in the sand for all the joys and sorrows that exist in our hearts but remain unspoken today. From far and near, please say with me our caring words, which will be on the screen. Let us hold in our circle of caring each person here. Let us hold in our hearts those who are unable to be with us today. Let us hold in our memories those who have moved on. Let us find comfort in knowing that we are not alone.
This morning, as a beloved community, we gathered to contribute water to our communal bowl. These offerings were taken from a kitchen glass from Ben Avon, a rain barrel from Sewickley, and the Allegheny scooped at dawn. When we pour them into one bowl, our little tributaries become a river. That's not just a sentimental metaphor, it's hydrology with a side of theology. We are many, and today we choose to flow together. It's a timely practice, this water communion that we'll be celebrating shortly. Emotions are running high, and sometimes emotions feel like a flood, like crashing waves against our souls. News of mass deportations, soldiers in our streets, and a summer of headlines that seem to blur anger, fear, and fatigue into one long, anxious current are making us all weary, confused, and wondering what the... We don't know how to interpret everything that's going on. Some of us are furious, some of us are scared, some of us are numb, and some of us are quietly drowning in the undertow of what can I even do? So let's talk for a moment about water as a teacher for the inner life, how to feel fully without being swept away by our emotions, and how to channel feeling toward justice without being hard like concrete. Buddhist teaching loves a good water metaphor. Their tradition is replete with examples of how water can teach us profound lessons. In one early discourse, a luminous being asked the Buddha how he crossed the flood of suffering. The answer is oddly practical. I crossed over the flood without pushing forward, without staying in place. So by not forcing, not freezing, not thrashing, and not playing dad, he made it across the river with a combination of moving forward with the river, gently continuing in the direction that he wanted to go. He found a middle way between panic and paralysis. It's not passivity, it's poise, being responsive, being alert, and being alive in the current, and seeing which direction the current is flowing, and have that work for you. Work with it, not against it. A second image from the Dhammapada says, through effort and vigilance, restraint and self-control, the wise ones make themselves an island that the floods cannot overwhelm. So we're going to take a moment and explore that image of an island. The island isn't an escape. When I'm overwhelmed, I often think about going to an island for escape. But that's not what this is. It's integrity. It's knowing the bedrock values that you can stand on when the river runs too high. The island is something solid enough that when the surge comes, it doesn't own you. Through thoughtful, aware, and gentle vigilance and effort, restraint, and self-control, you can make it from one shoreline to the other, from the shores of challenge, uncertainty, concern, and fear to the shoreline of your island. I'm going to share with you 4 practical ways to gird yourself to withstand this flood of emotions that are being evoked by current events. The first is effort. It's choosing one thing each day that reduces your agitation or your harm. First suggestion I've seen all over the place is limiting doom scrolling. You know what that is? Oh, yeah, okay. So if you know that that's going to be harmful to your well-being, that after you've seen the headlines for the day, continuing to hear people's comments and to have the anxiety accrete one wave over the next, get your headlines. We all need to know what the news is. We all want to know what's going on in the world, and then just stop. And maybe do something that soothes you. A cup of tea, a conversation with your neighbor or your grandchild, or take a walk. Make the effort. This is effort in a different way of thinking about it. Take the time, make the effort to ground yourself in the things that help you feel calm and whole. Heedfulness is the second, which just means keep watch, keep noticing, see how things are developing so that you are aware and you're knowledgeable and you don't get hit unexpectedly, sideswiped by events because, well, you've seen how things are developing. Practice some restraint. Respond deliberately instead of reflexively. When you get a piece of bad news, when you see something pretty horrific, take a deep breath. And then try to find the context. All kinds of things seem way more outlandish when they're out of context, way more potentially harmful. And then engage in some self-control. The gentle training of mind and body, things like breath practice, ethical speech, and the creation of steady and dependable routines so that you're not yanked around by every current. These are just 4 simple things, and I have hardly touched the surface of them. We will explore each of these in more depth throughout the year, because I think that of all the people, all the teachings that can help us find our grounding, our emotional island, I think the Buddhists can help us out. So I'm going to ask Jessie, who runs our meditation group and who has been a practicing Buddhist for quite a while, to help me out in helping us kind of dig deeper into these ideas in this time of turmoil and anxiety. These 4 basic practices, especially when done in the company of friends, can bolster your confidence and comfort your despair. They offer you the ability to respond with poise when the public river is raging. The island is the grounding that lets you feel fully without being swept away into helplessness or hardness. Then you can enter the waters skillfully with intention, knowledge, and purpose. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.
In 1980, 2 Unitarian Universalist women, Carolyn McDade and Lucille Shuck Longview, were asked to create a worship service for the Women and Religion Continental Convocation of Unitarian Universalists. It's a mouthful. As they shaped that service, McDade and Longview wanted to create a new ritual that spoke to our connectedness to each other, to the totality of life, and to our place on this planet. They included a new inclusive symbol of women's spirituality, water. They write, "Water is more than simply a metaphor. It is elemental and primary, calling forth feelings of awe and reverence. Acknowledging that the ocean is considered by many to be the place from which all life on our planet came, it is the womb of life, and that amniotic waters surround each of us prenatally, we now realize that this worship service was for us a new story of creation. We choose water as our symbol of our empowerment." The November service, held in East Lansing, Michigan, was called "Coming Home Like Rivers to the Sea." McDade and Longview enacted their ritual in the liberating space of a semicircle around a large earthenware bowl. They asked 8 different women, each coming from distant places, to bring water, and they did. Water from the Rio Grande and Assiniboine rivers, not sure if I pronounced that right, rainwater from Maryland, water from the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, and others were poured into the earthenware bowl as each bearer described its significance. Water unites us. All water is one water, shape-shifting as it goes on in its unending cycle. The stream we gather by unites us with all the waters of the world, for all of life depends on water. That is why this common, everyday element on which our very lives depend is sacred.
While the Unitarian Universalist tradition of water communion is traced to the Women and Religion Continental Convocation, for me, what we do this morning traces back to a time when I was invited to an American Indian weekend of celebration, dance, and healing. The weekend began with creating a large circle of all the participants in a field, and as we entered the designated area, we were smudged with sage and sweetgrass, and then invited to say who we are, what tribe we belong to, and where in the U.S. we had come from. At the end of the opening ceremony, we were sprinkled and blessed with water from the communal bowl. This morning, we too will pour our water into a bowl. In both of these contexts, the water came from distant places because the women themselves came from those distant places. So the combined water reflected the waters of those attending the convocation. Similarly, we are combining the waters whence we come, from our spigots or a nearby water source. And that way, the collected waters will reflect the reach of this beloved community. We invite you to come forward by sections. When it's your time to come forward, please state your name and the community designation for where you live, such as Bellwood, Sewickley, Ross Township, McCandless, Ingomar, Franklin Park, and so on. If you're part of a couple or a family, please designate one member to introduce everyone and speak for your group. Then pour your contribution into the bowl and return to your seat. We want to include those of you watching remotely, so if you will place in the chat your name, your family members, and where you live, we'll read your entries to the congregation at the end of the ceremony. Wranglers, you'll be reading what people write in the chat. All right, so now I invite you to come. We have 2 microphones, and if you all will come around first, and you all will come around first for this side, and as you go back, as the line shortens, then the middle, if you'll come this way, and this group will go that way, then we'll just have a continuous Flow. Yes. Absolutely. Flow. Okay. Oh, right. If you forgot and you need some water, we have water from our tap here. You're welcome to go and get a cup from the back. Right? So if you all will rise and come here, and you all will rise and come to that microphone. If you'll come down here. And we'll go back and forth this way. That's okay. All right, great. All right, go ahead. Okay.
I'm Lou Bartolomucci, and this water is from Ross Township and North Park Lake. It's for myself and my brother, Lou.
Okay.
I'm Susan Minton, and this water is from Cranberry, where I live.
I'm Lynn Herkenruther. I live in West Deer, and this water symbolizes the Atlantic Ocean, where I was in Portugal and then in lovely New Jersey. No, it was Virginia.
I'm Lynn Richards, and this water is from Seven Fields Borough.
I'm Isaac Elias, and this water is from Beaver County.
Hello, Jeremy Fisher. I'm here with my wife, Kristen, and our daughters, Madeline and Evie. We live in Indiana Township, so this is filtered Hampton Shaler water.
Hi, I'm Kathy Finch. I live in Ohio Township with my husband, Tom Ye, and our daughter, Abby.
I'm Julie Cant. My water comes from the pond in my development in Marshall Township.
I'm Rick Haverlack. I come from Ellison Park. The water comes from Costco. Really from some springs in eastern Pennsylvania. I don't like the water from Shaler water.
Hi, I'm Lee Gable, and my water comes from McCandless, where I live with my partner, Stephen.
I'm Brian Lubert Hill. I'm from Millvale, but this is water from here. My parents, Chris and Sue, are in Erie right now, but send their love.
I'm Robin Travers. This water is from here, but we come from Ross Township with me and my husband, Bruce, who's back there working.
Hi, my name's Jesse Laymeyer. I live in Cranberry Township, and this water's from here.
I'm Chuck Berry. My wife and I, Cindy, live in Pine Township. This represents Pine Township water.
On behalf of Derek, Desmond, and Hazel, we're contributing water from Sewickley.
I'm Inga Burton Smith from McCandless. I live there with my husband Paul and my 2 children, and this is water from there.
David Miles here with my partner Midge, and our water comes from Cumberland Woods Village.
Hi, I'm Marcia Pedoni. I live in Ross Township, and this water is from Inga. We're sharing.
Hi, I'm Blake Deegan, and I'm from Cranberry Township, and I understand my tap water came originally from the Ohio River.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tony Palermo, and with my wife, we live in Gibsonia, 50 years now, and as always, this is face painting water. We'll be doing kids' face painting afterwards.
We're Dick and Marilyn Myers from Gibsonia. This water is from our well that let us have a wonderful garden during this hot, dry summer.
We are Kathy and Alan Seifer. Oh, I'm sorry.
We could do it together. I'm Mary Ellen Johnson. I'm from Ben Haven Heights, and this is from the church kitchen.
We're Kathy and Alan Seifer. Sorry, Mary Ellen. This water is from our well in Morris, Pennsylvania.
Dennis and
this
Mary
injury, I have to tell them, this injury is from when our capsule landed.
Dennis and Mary Doubleday of McCandless. This water's from here, but it represents the water where we saw a family in Washington, D.C. this summer. Had a wonderful trip to Chicago to see very old friends from 50 years ago. So thank you.
Peggy Trevanian from Allison Park, and it's Westview water, and I had 2 pinholes this summer.
I'm going to Put it in.
Hi, my name is Carlos. I live with Nara, who's here. We both live on Pittsburgh's south side, and this water is from the Monongahela River, which is just a short walk away.
My name is Karen Franco. I live in Rochester with my husband and several cats, and this water is from our sink.
I'm Daniel Wilkinson. I'm here with my wife Nicole and our kids Max and Evelyn, and this water is from Seven Fields.
I'm Nancy Bergman. I'm from Harmony, and this water is from my wildlife pond.
Beth and Mike Zach. We live in Ross Township, and this water is from here, but we'll say it represents Ross Township.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Erbrecht. I'm here with my husband Zachary and my son Gabriel and Evelyn, and we live in McCandless, and this is from our tap.
I'm Jack Baxter. I live in McCandless, and this water symbolizes Hargitafurdu, which is a spa in Transylvania, Romania.
My name is Lindsay Scott, and this water represents water from my Franklin Park spring.
I'm Allison Zadnick, and we live near North Park Pool, but this is water from church.
Greta Porter. This water is from Gibsonia, where I live with Judd.
Johnson Moore. I'm here with my wife Charlotte, and this water is from Wexford.
Carol Watkins. This represents water from Hoffman Creek, Borough of Fox Chapel. We got to name the little creek because it's mostly on our property.
Named after our grandchildren.
I'm Patty Rambasek. This water is from my well in Sewickley, and in our third month of drought, I'm very grateful to have it.
I'm Jeff Coleman with more pure, unfiltered water from Seven Fields, PA.
I'm Lisa Roble. This water represents my trip to Wisconsin, where I went the chain of lakes in Illinois and Wisconsin, and it represents my visit to the Frank Lloyd Wright Unitarian Meeting House.
I'm Melanie Smith-Souza, and I have some more water from Wexford.
I'm Maggie Wilson, and from Adams Township.
Why don't you three come over here?
I'm Lois Truby. I'm here with my husband Eric and my two daughters Eliza and Ada, and this is water from our faucet in Cranberry Township.
I'm Ruth Horwitz, and I'm here with my husband Michael. We're from Cranberry Township. This water represents water from the waterfalls in Norway, where we vacation.
I'm Janet McCall. This water represents Kraus Run, which flows past my house in Hampton Township, Gibsonia.
My name is Joyce Kepner. I live in Hampton Township with my daughter Nancy and my husband Al, who are not here. And the water is from here.
And my name is Marcia Albright. This water represents my home in Hampton, where I live with my son Chris and my three dogs, Addie, Izzy, and Zoe.
And online we have Connie Hester from Shaler. We have Sandra Akasem, home with her grandkids in Wexford. Lori and David Sowers in Jacksonville, Oregon, in the Rogue River Valley. And Connie and John Ritzert in Mars.
This water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, and the many lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. This water is sacred. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of its members. Please respond, this water is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change. This water is sacred. May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and the world. This water is sacred. May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors. This water is sacred. May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes. This water is sacred. In moments when the reservoir of hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love. This water is sacred. Now that we have a well of sacred water blessed by our intentions and representing our community, we're going to take some of it and purify it here. For the remainder of the service, we will boil the water in this electric kettle and then let it cool down. As you leave the sanctuary this morning, Abby and I will bless you with the water droplets which will be placed on your pulse points. You may, of course, decline the water or the blessing or both, because after all, we're Unitarian Universalists. Please, Jeremy, you want everyone to rise? Okay. If you don't know, this is Jeremy Fisher, our new music director. He's already been working with the choir a little bit, and he's going to be blessing us with his guitar playing as we sing the responsive hymn, Water is Life. Now, the words are going to be, so please rise. Yes, let's do that. Please rise. The choir is going to help us. Jeremy's going to help us and play his guitar, and the words are going to be on the screen. And if all of that comes together, we're going to have a beautiful moment.
Every nation come, all
Do the mission.
Actually, if you're okay. If you're able and willing. We do have a mission statement, again, with more hand movements. I'm still learning these ones, so bear with me, and if you get them wrong, don't feel bad, because I probably will too.
That's not the right slide. Are you missing a slide? Yes, but that's not, we don't start with and cherishes, so. Okay, it's just wrong. I'll teach it. It's fine. So we all know. There you go.
Beautiful.
There, right there. All right. By
Building a loving religious community that nourishes the spirit, celebrates life.
Okay,
Forget that. Celebrates life.
Go back.
This is the connectedness of all things. Will transform ourselves and our world.
Thanks for putting up with me.
Okay. All right. You can sit, but I believe we have more hand movements. Yeah, oh, sorry, Robin. Come on back. Do we have slides for these ones, or? Okay.
Hope they're in order. That's my fault. Sorry.
Okay. We gather the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action into our hearts as we blow out the chalice, back into the world of do and say, carry it forward into the dawning day. Thank you all for your participation.
All right, you want to unplug it. All right. Before we part and go into Friendship Hall for our potluck, I want to invite you to draw some little image, some critter, some raindrop, some thing on our river here to help us fill it out. And also, for the last time for a while, you are invited to practice gratitude and write what you are grateful for about this beloved community on a leaf or a dove and place it on the tree out in Friendship Hall. And I believe that Robin had invited you all to do that before I came back, and many of you responded. And sure enough, I wasn't aware that I do this, but I did say, "Aw." The things we do when we are not self-aware and don't realize we're doing it. But apparently that's a thing I do. And sure enough, I did it. And she came and she said, "That's it, right there. That's what you do." And I was like, what? But it is really lovely when we practice gratitude and when we take the time, which I always do as the minister, to read them. It warms your heart. It expands your sense of well-being when you're able to see what other people in this congregation really appreciate about our beloved community. All right, so I'm going to say grace, and then Nick is going to play the postlude. Thank you, Nick, for all your musical contributions today and always. And Jeremy, thank you for joining me. We will, go ahead.
And by me, I meant us, because I was thinking two things at the same time. I wanted to welcome Jeremy and say thank you. We will have an opportunity later in the month to celebrate his onboarding and becoming part of our community. And Joyce is stepping down after having done such a great, look, she's smiling. She can't help. So we'll have a proper celebration and cake in a few weeks. But I did want to thank you all today for helping us have such a beautiful musical program, because as we all know, music touches us in ways that words just do not. All right, you want to go ahead and pour. Spirit of life and love and truth, in whom we live and move and have our being, we are gathered here today to enjoy each other's company and to nourish our bodies. We are grateful for each person's contribution to this moment and to our feast. We are grateful for the hands that prepared the food, for the ones that set up the tables, and the ones who will help in cleaning up afterward. May we strengthen and deepen existing connections. May we make new acquaintances and friends, and may no one here feel a stranger. For as we often sing, here we have gathered side by side, circle of kinship. Come and step inside. May all who seek here find a kindly word. May all who speak here feel they have been heard. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be. Is it too hot to hold?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tammy. That was fun. Looking forward to more Sundays. Yeah.